We're doing the easiest hymn in the hymnal this week.
Is it the easiest? It's
It is
definitely
the
best.
easiest.
Isn't Jesus Loves Me in there?
It is, but I honestly think this one's easier.
You're going to have to explain that.
So backstory. This is the first hymn that I ever learned how to play.
Oh.
So pretty sure it got graffitied by, a 6-year-old little Mark Johanson back in 1993 or whatever.
It's funny you mentioned vandalism. In our home hymnal, which we used at home ever since Augie was little, right? It's LW 372, I think.
Is what?
Is I'm Jesus Little Lamb.
No, 507.
507? Okay. Well, anyway, it was missing.
I don't know why I said
It was
507.
tore out early on because
no.
that was the hymn we sang every night for like a year. By the way, the hymn is "I Am Jesus Little Lamb." In case
we need to mention that. Lutheran Service Book 740.
740.
Boy, we really know what we're doing.
We might have blown past that. Yeah, I'm not sure.
So in the church, as someone who plans services and comes, and puts together worship and stuff, there's two different kinds of things. There's propers and ordinary, right? And so propers are things that is different every week.
Correct.
And so ordinary is stuff that's the same every week. But one thing that I find, in particular with Good Shepherd Sunday, is that sooner or later it feels like we run out of creative ideas and clever, cool ways to do it. And pretty soon we're just singing the same old hymns over and over again, trying to be sophisticated and cool and amazing and flashy and showy.
You're talking about Shepherd Sunday in particular? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Shepherd Sunday in particular. Yeah, because while there is a lot of music that's written, so I'm speaking just regards to music, right? There's a lot of music that has to do with Good Shepherd and so forth. After a while, to me, it kind of feels like we've already done that one every year, and it just kind of, it can get a little stale.
Let me ask you real quick. Is there a Good Shepherd Sunday I should know this, every year?
I believe so.
Is it always Easter?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Cool.
I may have missed.
But John 15, I am the Good Shepherd.
Class.
That's what defines Shepherd Sunday.
Right.
And probably we always do Psalm 23.
Psalm 23,
is the psalm.
Et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, as I was looking at some of the options that were available, I Am Jesus Little Lamb was one of the ones that popped up. And I thought, you know what? This last Sunday we sang Hail Thee Festival Day, and a few people came up to me and said,
Was that a little rough
really?
for people?
Really? So, I Am Jesus Little Lamb, to me, is kind of a refreshing, just splash of cool water, in a sense of this is an easy hymn, Yeah, it's short. Okay, the words are basic and simple, but it drives home the point in such a simplistic and beautiful way that I think that it would be wrong of us to ignore it, instead of just dismissing it. Oh, that's that's a Sunday school hymn, or something like that. I don't think we should do that. I think we should honor it and treat it as a important hymn.
I'm with you 100%. And after Hail Thee Festival Day, I had some of those same thoughts. I thought, man, we could use something easy. And so the church has, within its ordinaries and propers, that sort of, the stuff we're talking about is really deep, and sometimes that calls for a whole lot of kind of robust, exercised thinking and participation. But it also sometimes is best summarized very simply, right?
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. Christ have mercy, Lord have mercy. That's it. That's one Kyrie, right?
Well, and particularly with Psalm 23, it's the visualization of lying down in green pastures and cool waters and so forth.
It's supposed to be rest.
It's supposed to be rest. It's supposed to be simple. Yeah.
Good intuition. I'm glad we're doing this one. So let's talk real quick. Anything else you want to say about this hymn?
Are you asking them?
I don't. We're all one, and one of us is Jesus. So
That's right. Yeah, so right before this, we were both reciting the words. We both have this hymn memorized. I think we should make motions somehow. Maybe I'll work on that. We can do that this week.
Your department.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, and this is actually good because what we're talking about, the gospel reading, is pretty heavy stuff.
Sure. Okay.
John 15, Jesus says, "I'm the good shepherd." He also says, "I'm the door." The good shepherd is the one who leads the sheep in and out of the door, but he's also the door. And there's some heavy stuff going on there.
Right.
And it has to do with a lot of what we've introduced this past Sunday about, this is a marvelous country that we're in. things don't work here the way that you'd expect them to work. And that's this life, right? We're not just talking about heaven, the place that, one day we'll all be. This is actually the way that this world was designed to work, but we use it wrong. We do everything wrong, and that's why we have political factions, and or at least why we have such struggle within those factions. And it's why we don't know how to lead one another, how to shepherd one another in a way that's the way Christ has shepherded us.
Maybe there's some good reason then that the final conclusion of this hymn at the third verse is basically saying, when I die and I go to heaven, by his angel host attended, he shall fold me to his breast, there within his arms, to rest.
Yep.
The last word is rest. I think that's the point. I think that's the whole point of this hymn.
It's why Jesus came. It's why the church is here.
Yeah.
It's to bring us home, to give us rest. Our work is rest in the church, right? As Christians, that's our work.
Well, unless it's Holy Week.
No.